Local 24 News at 5.
The first day of school for the merged Memphis City and Shelby County school system is over, and it was relatively smooth. New information tonight about the Memphis teenager charged with murdering his private school principal. Eduardo Marmoleo's case might not go to trial. Back now with our breaking news from downtown Memphis. There is a major problem. Much of downtown Memphis is in the dark. The lights are off because the power has failed.
She says there's $7 apiece. Where's the money going?
Information here in the Holly Bobo case. Let's start with, if you joined us late here, let's start with the first announcement that was made by TBI Director Mark Gwynn, and that is the arrest of 39-year-old Jason Wayne Autry. To protect ourselves, we had to wear special filter masks and gown up in scrubs.
Didn't like to have people touch him. And
I think that's changed a little bit.
It has changed a lot.
The information is posted. All you have to do is, when you drop off your bags and you're late for your flight, just stoop right down here.
Great turnout there.
Did the math. That's almost 9 gallons of blood today. But it's still not nearly enough. The need is huge.
The husband of a woman found dead in a trash can in the Mississippi River says he can't talk about it. Gross, disgusting, just plain weird. That's what people in one South Memphis neighborhood are saying tonight about an accused home burglar. Tonight's top story, keeping 150,000 students safe at school. An East Tennessee man is locked up tonight, accused of cruising around on construction equipment the way he was born, naked. Back now with our breaking news from downtown Memphis. There is a major problem. Much of downtown Memphis is in the dark. The lights are off because the power has failed in an area that appears to be south of Union Street and includes thousands of people gathered on Beale Street. Our Jenny DePrizio is on Beale right now, and she has the latest pictures from the scene. We have the latest video from the scene. Jenny, I know you talked to the Public Information Officer for MLGW. Ironically, MLGW's building is right in the middle of that blackout, their headquarters building. Is she giving you any new information at all about what's going on, what the cause of this may be?
You know, I can tell you at this point, all I've heard is that a substation has gone out. There's a problem at a substation.
MLGW's outage map shows just 17 customers across the city of Memphis without power. But we don't know where this map originates. Usually they're pretty quick to update this with major power outages. But if this is coming from MLGW's own building, the lights may be out, and this may be the last thing the computer saw.
It looks like at least north of Union there's power.
And Jenny, we're seeing all sorts of messages flying back and forth on social media tonight about what's going on down there, including some reports of manhole covers popping up out of the street with explosions and things like that. If that's the case, that often indicates some kind of underground electrical fire, transformer blowing out, something like that.
She says there was a fault on the network, and that caused the outage, and that caused the manhole issue. So that's the latest from the MLGW spokesperson.
That may be the understatement of the night. There was a fault on the network. Well, no kidding. I mean, yes, there certainly was a fault on the network. Usually that means 2 wires got crossed somewhere. MLGW is trying literally to dig into it to see what the problem is and how they're going to fix it. But for the moment, thousands of people in the dark in downtown Memphis. Information here in the Holly Bobo case. Let's start with, if you joined us late here, let's start with the first announcement that was made by TBI Director Mark Gwynn, and that is the arrest of 39-year-old Jason Wayne Autry. Second piece of critical information that we learned today is that witnesses saw her alive. According to the director, witnesses saw Holly Bobo alive with Autry and the other man who is charged in this case, Zach Adams, after she was kidnapped from her home in Decatur County in April 3 years ago. That's the first time we've heard specific details about that kind of witness testimony. And again, the director said that this is not over yet, not by a long shot. He says more announcements to come. Importantly, he says others probably watching this news conference this afternoon should be expecting a knock at their door. You can interpret that just about any way you want to. Some of those people will be material witnesses in the case, most likely. Others will have information. Some of them may be people yet to face charges. So we have new information, but the big question still out there is what has happened to Holly? We know that she's been killed, according to the TBI, murdered after her kidnapping. But the question is, where is her body? That would bring some closure for the family of Holly Bobo. We'll have full details on this story coming up on Local 24 News at 5 o'clock. Our Eli Ross is in Decatur County. He was at that news conference, and he's been on this story for a long time, so he'll have new information for us then. And we'll see you at 5 o'clock.